So I am feeling a little bit humbled today, I'm not gonna lie. Last week for my weigh-in, I gained a pound and I said how I wasn't that worried. I said I wasn't too upset about it. I wasn't gonna stress. I even remember saying that I wasn't that disappointed. Well, that was then, and this is now, and I am not in the same mindset anymore because I gained another pound. And I don't like saying that. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's the truth. I gained another pound. So for my 3-month weigh-in, I was 181 pounds. Then last week, I was 182 pounds. And now this week, I'm 183.8, I think. So clearly, I'm going in the opposite direction, and I'm not happy about it. I'm definitely disappointed. I had a personal goal of getting into the 170s by the beginning of June, and I'm just moving further away from that. So yeah, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. At the same time, I'm not surprised because I know exactly why this happens. This is not a mystery. I overate. I know that I overate this week, and I'm mad that I knew I was overeating. I knew that I was gonna pay for it when I got on the scale. I wasn't going to be happy, but I did it anyway. And so I'm kind of mad and frustrated about that. But my son was over, and he still lives in the same state, but he's several hours away. So he only comes to visit like every 2 months or so. And usually when he's home, I try to make all his favorite foods because all he eats is ramen. So although he is starting to experiment with cooking, but normally he just has a very bachelor lifestyle. And so he doesn't really get a lot of good food. So I try when he's home to make all his favorite things, and we have like desserts, and it's just like a fun time for everybody. So yeah, I guess we're celebrating with food. This isn't like, oh, why did I gain weight? I totally know why I gained weight. So at the same time, I feel that maybe it might be time to consider moving up in dose. I'm on 5 milligrams. I've been on 5 milligrams since for 12 weeks. So I did 2.5 milligrams for the first 2 weeks, and then I did 5 milligrams ever since. So for 12 weeks, it might be time. It might be time to move up. I've always said from the very beginning that this medication is amazing and it works incredibly well, but I always felt that I could override the effectiveness of it, that I could totally overeat if I really wanted to. So the medication was making it easier for me so that like I didn't want to overeat, but not because I would be so full that I couldn't have another bite. It wasn't that kind of thing. And I know for some people it is. I know some people actually have to like force themselves to eat. I don't want to get to that point because I think that might be because it's too high of a dose. And that's something I've thought of too. Like this medication goes up in 2.5 milligram increments. And maybe that's just too much for some people. Like maybe some people need something in between. But anyway, that's another story. So I never truly felt like, other than the very first week that I took my injection, I never really felt that this medication was so powerful that I just, could only eat a very small amount, and then I wouldn't want to be able to eat, and then I wouldn't, want to eat anything else. That may be because I've spent so many years overeating that my stomach is completely comfortable with feeling uncomfortably full, if that makes sense. So I don't know. So it may be time to move up. I had told myself that I wanted to stay on each dose as long as possible because I have a considerable amount of weight still to lose. I started this medication I was 80 pounds overweight. So I still need like 50 pounds to lose. I didn't want to go up in dose so quickly and, reach the max dose and still have, 50 pounds to lose. But again, I've been on it 3 months, so it might be time to go up. I'm going to give it a couple of weeks to see if I could kind of rein this in and undo this mess that I'm in. And hopefully I can. I really do want to just stay on 5. And actually at this point, it might be hard to even, move up. It's not like I could just decide that, it depends on what's available. everybody's going through the same thing. I might have to move down, who knows? So I don't know, but I'm not even stressing about that right now. There's two things that I'm going to do to help me get myself out of this little hole that I've dug. The first is I have to get back to calorie tracking. I was doing really good in the beginning. Like most of the things I embark on, I do really well in the beginning and then I fizzle out and eventually it falls by the wayside. So I was doing really good. I was weighing everything. I was using my measuring spoons, my measuring cups, my food scale. And then I guess I started to get a little too confident. And I'm still measuring things, but I'm not doing every single thing. I'm not measuring everything. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. But sometimes that can, get you into trouble. Clearly, I'm overweight, so I for sure have a skewed perception of portion sizes. And it was probably cocky of me to assume that, I know what I'm doing when it's only been 3 months. So yeah, I'm going to go back to calculating everything and just keeping on track with that. The other thing that I absolutely have to work on, even more so than the calorie counting, is my water intake. I am notoriously bad about drinking water. Drinking any liquid. Like I don't drink coffee, I don't drink water, I don't like milk. I've just been so bad with that. And especially since starting Zepbound, knowing how important it is if I'm taking Miralax for constipation, and I just still have not been very good at that. And I know it's wrong because there's so many reasons why we should be drinking water. It'll help with constipation. It'll help with feeling full. It'll help flush out your system. It helps break down your fat cells. And I know all that. I don't know why I'm so horrible with drinking water, but I need to make that a priority. I've been saying it. I make a good show of it. I always have my water bottle and I do take sips like throughout the day, but that's not enough. Like if that equals a cup of water all day long, like big deal, that's definitely not what my body needs. So yes, water. I have to do better with that. Absolutely have to do better with that. I guess I was desperate enough, but I decided that I was going to try a new injection site. So from the beginning, I've just been injecting into my thighs. And the reason for that is because I've been too afraid to try it anywhere else. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not a fan of doing the pens. And so I felt the least scared doing it on my thighs. And I know they say to rotate and all of that, but I was just doing it I would rotate which thigh, and there's plenty of real estate on my thighs, so I wasn't injecting in the same spot, but I was absolutely just rotating between my two thighs. I've heard so many people talking about how different injection sites have different results depending on where they inject. And people really, really swear by it. And I still am not totally convinced. I'm sorry if you really believe that. And it's not a matter that I don't think it's not true. I just think that everybody is so different. Our bodies are different. Our shapes and sizes are different. And I think that it's such an individual thing. So I'm not saying that, if you inject in your arm and you experience greater weight loss in your arm than in your thigh, I'm not saying that that's not true, that didn't happen. I just don't know if that's the case for everybody. I feel like I was having pretty good results doing it in my thigh this whole time. But nonetheless, I decided, I guess I was desperate enough, and even though I was really scared, I decided to do it in my stomach, and I did film myself doing it. I've actually filmed every injection because I want to do, at the end of my weight loss, I want to do a compilation and put them all together. And I just want to be able to have that like as a record. So I did film myself, but it took me 15 minutes to work up the nerve to do it in my stomach, because I was, normally it takes me about 10 minutes to do it in my thigh. It took me like 15 minutes, maybe even longer, but I don't know. I might put a little bit of the video. I don't know. It depends how I haven't looked at it yet. It depends how embarrassing I'm acting. But so I was willing to try it. I guess I'm desperate enough that I'm willing to try it. I did not notice a difference in side effects. I don't feel that they were any worse or any better. I don't feel that the food noise is any worse or any better. And I don't feel that the appetite suppression is any worse or any better. It feels exactly the same. But I'm not giving up on it. I'm going to do my last 2 pens on my stomach and see if that helps. And we'll see. We'll see. Do a little experiment. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. So I shared in my last video how important non-scale victories are, especially when the number on the scale is not moving, or in my case, it's going up. So, and I think what did I say last? Oh, my wedding ring. I finally was able to get it on. Now, I still can't wear it. It's pretty tight, but I was at least able to get it on. So I was really happy about that. Today, I have 2 more non-scale victories. And the first is that I had to buy a new watch band because it was just so loose. It was like hanging down to like my hand. So I had to replace that. And I was kind of disappointed because I just got it for Christmas and it was really nice, but that's okay. It was a good thing. So I had to replace my watch band. And the other thing that I'm really excited about is I am finally wearing a pair of jeans that I've had that I have not been able to fit into in 3 years. So I'm actually wearing them now. I don't know if you can see, but they're pretty tight and they're a little uncomfortable to sit in. They're like pretty tight. They're so tight I could barely bend my knees. I feel like I'm gonna rip a seam, but the fact is that I was able to put them on, and this is exciting. This is huge news because I have not worn these again in 3 years. So I'm very happy about that. And it was funny because I felt something in my pocket and I thought it was like a hair scrunchie. And I pull it out and I see it was my little guy's sock from when he was like, I don't know, 3 months old or whatever. But he's 3 years old. So definitely I wore these 3 years ago and I was so excited to be able to fit into them again. That was a big non-scale victory, even though they are a little tight and uncomfortable. But actually, that reminds me, I'm wearing them. Like, they are not comfortable at all. I much rather put on my black jeggings, but I'm gonna wear them. I'm gonna wear them as a reminder, not as a punishment to myself, but just as a reminder that they fit a little tight, so you better make sure you're not overeating so that you could fit into these and be more comfortable in a couple of weeks. So that's my plan for today. I'm just gonna wear these jeans for the rest of the day and let it be a reminder to me to not overeat. So I know that sounds crazy. One more thing before I go, if you haven't seen the video that I posted on Friday, so the thumbnail says it'll blow up your stomach. If you haven't seen that video, you might want to take a look, especially if you know someone who has GI issues and has been apprehensive about starting this medication. Share that video to them. I would love those people in particular to see that video. My mom is in it, and if you see that video, you'll understand why, but she's too much. She has been like so thrilled that the video she's in has, I think we're at like 2,500 views or something like that. So she's thrilled. And of course, my video that I just posted yesterday, my meal prep video, only has, I don't even think it has 100 views yet. So she just loves that. She is so happy that her video did well. But yeah, if you want to take a look at it, it really, I think it was well received. A lot of people left feedback and I was very happy with it. I was very proud of that video. So if you want to take a look at that, be my guest. And if you feel bad for me because my food prep video only has 100 views, take a look at that one too. I don't know why my food prep videos don't really get a lot of views. I guess you guys don't like them, and I should probably take that as a hint actually. But the way I look at it is you win some, you lose some, and maybe you guys will come around. So I'm going to keep doing the meal prep videos, and at least for a couple of more weeks, and I'll see how it goes. If you guys really don't like them, I just won't do them anymore. But I think that's it, guys. I'm going to head inside. I got to get ready to make dinner, and I still have laundry to do and just all the things. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you Friday for another video. See you then. Bye. My last weigh-in, which was on Wednesday of last week, I shared how I had lost, no, you wish.
Oh my goodness, that wasn't even so bad at all. Ridiculous. Total baby.